Hello everyone. So today we will start a new lecture series on Python programming, and so this is actually lab 1 of Python programming, and so let's see what we will be discussing in this lab. So the learning outcomes of this particular lab will be that after completing this particular notebook, you will be able to learn the following concept. And the first concept that you will be able to learn is you will be able to define the identifiers, keywords, operators, and expressions. The second outcome that you will learn in this particular lab will be you will be able to use different operators, expressions, and variables that are available in Python. The third outcome will be that you will be able to learn some complex expressions that you can form using these operators. And the fourth one will be you will be able to determine the data types of the values. And the fifth one will be you will be able to learn what indentation is and the comments, how to write these comments in the Python program. So these are the 5 objectives that you will learn once this particular notebook will be finished. Okay, so let's start with identifiers. So what are identifiers? So identifier basically is a name given to a variable, function, or a class or a module, and it has some characteristics. That is, identifier may be one or more character in the following format. So there are some characteristics which actually define the identifier. So the characteristics are as follows. That is, the identifiers can be a combination of letters in the lowercase or uppercase or digits, or can have a underscore. So these are the typical characteristics of the identifier, that how we can form an identifier. And the second thing is that identifier cannot start with a digit. Please note that it cannot start with a digit, but it is allowed anywhere else. So if you write 1 plus, it's a invalid one identifier, but if +1 is written, then it's a perfectly fine identifier. So this is the second characteristics of the identifier. The third one is the keywords. So keywords is basically another concept which we will discuss just after the identifier. So the important point to be noted here is that keywords cannot be used as an identifier. That is the important point. The fourth point is that one cannot use special and space symbols like this. You cannot use these symbols as an identifiers. So identifiers can be of any length, but these special symbols cannot be used. So this has to be keep in mind. So let us discuss some typical examples of the identifiers. So here you can see what we are doing is we are actually defining the identifiers like this. I am writing it as a equal to 3, and then we are printing this particular identifier. This is termed as an identifier, so the output of this will be 3. Similarly, I can write identifier using capital letters also. As you can see over here, we are writing it as a capital A equal to 4, and then we are printing this capital A. The value of this will be as simple as that. It will print 4 as the answer. And the third important concept is if you write underscore p, if you write underscore p equal to 5, that means you are actually defining this variable p as a private variable. So you can recall that here we have written one of the important properties of the identifier, that it can start with the underscore. So that same thing is going over here. So what we are doing is we are actually defining underscore p equal to 5. This means it's a private variable. So once you define like this, it's a private variable. So let's run this and see what is the answer. So once I run this, you can see that when we defined a equal to 3 and when we printed it, its value is 3. Similarly, for capital A equal to 4, printed it, its value is 4. And for underscore p equal to 5, when we print this, it's 5. But please note, it's a private variable. Okay, so the second thing is what we have written over here is if you recall, what we have written is that identifiers cannot start with a digit. So it's the same example I am giving over here. So you can see here that what I am doing right now is I am starting it with 1. So when I start it with 1 and when I print this, definitely it will throw an error. So let's see what value it will give you once you execute this command. So you can see it's giving you an invalid syntax. So you can see that this way of defining the identifier is not allowed. So this particular thing is not allowed. So the next one again is as we have discussed, that you cannot start the identifier with the special symbols. As you note down here, you can see we have written that you cannot use any special symbols like this to define the identifiers. So this is basically written like this, like I'm using this special symbol exclamation variable to equal to 7. So when I print this value, let us see whether it will print it or not. So once you run this, you are hitting this invalid syntax error. So this is because you are using exclamation mark. So any special symbol which is written over here are not allowed in the identifiers. So this has to be kept in mind. So all these 4 points which are written over here, I have given a small example of it to show you that these concepts are indeed true. So this finishes off with the basic idea of identifiers. So let's discuss keywords. So what are keywords actually? So let's discuss this. So basically keywords are the list of reserved words that have a predefined meaning. So there are a lot of predefined reserved words. So there are a lot of reserved words present in the Python which has their predefined meaning. So we cannot use them. So the keywords cannot be used by programmers as identifiers. So this is very important. So we cannot use these keywords. So the list of keywords which are available in Python, there is a small screenshot which I am showing over here. So these are the list of keywords that you have in Python. So among them, some of them we will be discussing later on when we will be proceeding further in this course. One is like assert, break, class, continue, def, del, elif. So all these are basically reserved keywords. You cannot use them as the identifiers. So let us see some commands related to these keywords. So here you can see what I am writing is help keyword. So what it will do is it will actually try to find out how many keywords we have in the Python. So let me run this. So here you can see once I have written help keywords, so it is giving you the list of all the keywords that are available in the current Python programming version. So these are the list of keywords. If you want to know specifically about the specific keyword, like what is there inside it and what is the purpose of using that specific keyword, for that you can again type help and you can write the specific keyword here. So it will give you the details of this particular keyword. So once you run this, you can see it's giving you details of this particular keyword false. So what it is saying is like it's a boolean it's a boolean object, and it gives you more details about this which you can read further to gain more insights into this particular keyword. Okay, so this is the important thing. So now to get the list of all the keywords in the current version of Python. So for example, if you are using Python 2.7 or 3.5, depending upon your machine, if you want to get the list of keywords that are used by that current version of the Python, you can go around and type this command like import keyword and keyword.kw list. So what it will do is it will actually it will import the keyword module, and from that module what you are doing is you are actually finding out the list of the keywords that are present in the keyword. So once you run this, what it will give you is giving you in the form of which is a list format, and here you can see the keywords which are present in this particular version of the Python. Okay, so if you want to know how many keywords are there in this particular version of the Python, you can write len in brackets keyword.kw list. So what it will do is it will print the length of it will print the total number of keywords that are present in this particular version of the Python. So let's run this, and it will show you that for this particular version of the Python there are 35 keywords. So the next concept that I want to discuss is like this particular thing which we have written over here, that which is an important concept, that is keywords cannot be used as by the programmers as identifiers. We will try to do this and see what results we will get. In this particular piece of code, what we are doing is we are trying to attempt keyword as an identifier. So if you try to do that by defining def equal to 4, so please note that def is already a reserved keyword and we are trying to use it as an identifier. So when we write def equal to 4 and when we try to print def, then let us see what we will get here. So once we run this, you can see it throws an error because def is a reserved keyword which is already present, so you cannot use them as an identifier. So this is one example. The second example that I want to show you is this one. Here you can see you are trying to use the keyword as an identifier by using continue keyword. So what you are doing here is you are using continue equal to 4 and then you are printing this continue. So this one is again belonging to the same category. You are trying to use keyword as an identifier. So once you run this, you will again get the error. So these things you have to keep in mind, and you cannot use keywords as an identifier. So what we have discussed now is we have discussed identifiers, we have discussed keywords. So now the next thing that we will discuss now is the variables. So what are variables? Let us discuss that. So basically variables is basically it's a named placeholder to hold any type of data which program can use to assign and modify during the course of execution. So variables are basically acting as a placeholder to hold the data. So there are different important concepts that you have to keep in mind while defining the variables. So they are listed down here. That is the legal variable names that you can use. So what are the important points that you have to keep in mind? The important point that you have to keep in mind is that the variable names can consist of number of letters, underscores and digits. Variable should not start with a number. So please note, it's important, it should not start with a number. Python keywords are not allowed as variable names. This is also important. And variable names are case sensitive. For example, computer and computer are different variables. So keep this also in mind. This is very important. And the way that we assign these variables is easy. So what we do is we define the variable name and we give the expression to that variable name. So this is the general format that we use for assigning the variables. So let us see some different legal variable assignment that we can use in Python programming language. If you see the legal variable assignments that we can use is, we can define a variable var1, where 1 which is 100, we can define as 35.01, we can define string, we can pass string into the variable which is str1. So once we define something like this, and if we run this, what we will get as the answer is 135 350.01 message. So now you can see, we can store float values, we can store integer values, and we can store the string values into the variables. So this is the example which shows that. And note that what is not allowed in defining the variables is basically this particular syntax is not allowed. That is, you cannot start with integer values, like you cannot do one way. So let us see what results you will get once you execute this particular piece of code. So here you can see it's an invalid syntax because you cannot define the variables starting with the integer values like this. As we have already pointed this out, that a variable should not start with the number. So this is basically showing you that particular. So the third thing that we want to show is that the values in the variable can change. So in this concept, you can see we have x underscore var equal to 100, and then we are printing that value. But then again, we are actually storing a string into that same variable, which is x underscore var. So if we want to print the value now, then what will happen is it will be rewritten by country instead of 100. So what it means is, like, you are storing 100 earlier in this particular variable, but now once you replace it by this string value country, then what will happen is country will replace 100, and you will get, and if you print x underscore var now, the output of this particular statement will be country. So now if you execute this particular piece of code, so what you will get is in the first piece of code you are storing 100. So at that time you were getting 100 as the answer, but now when you stored country into this particular variable, now this country, that is the string value, is replacing the 100. So the answer is now 100. The another important concept is that you can use multiple assignments. So in multiple assignments, what you do is you can define multiple variables with the same value using this particular piece of code. Here, once you write this in a single statement, what will happen is it will assign 89 to all these three variables. So once you execute this, you can see all the three variables will get same answer. So this finishes off with the concept of three different important topics that we have in Python programming. One is identifiers, another one is keywords, and the third one is the variable. So in the next lecture, what we will discuss is we will discuss operator. Till then, thanks for watching my lecture. See you next time.